All right, Shalom, Mr. Brother Kunal.
Shalom, Mr. Brother Kadash.
I'd like to start off by giving our praise to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Kakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS. Peace and blessings to all the brothers in this truth. Today's title is going to be called True Activism. And I was doing a little research on the word of activism, and yeah. And the definition of the word is the policy or action of using vigorous campaigning to bring out political or social change, right? So when it says campaigning, it's like this right here can be considered campaigning, what we're doing, because like if you think of like politicians and when they try to get their message out there, why they should be the elect, right?
Yeah.
Why they should be the elect, they get out here and then they present reasons why. And so what we doing as far as activism goes, we campaigning for the Lord. We campaigning the Lord's word. We campaigning His truth, spreading it to try to get the elect, right? Because that's what the Lord is dealing with, trying to wake up the elect, because we don't know who the elect is. You know, the elect can be anybody. You know, just some old random person walking by, you know what I mean, stop, hear the word, and then he wake up and then get into the truth, start making videos, start, you know, getting fully active. You know what I mean? So this is just our job. And y'all see him?
Yeah, nah, I mean, yeah. But, I mean, it's just true, you know? We campaigning for the Lord, and we're being activists because we're being active. We're not just sitting on, we're not what they call them, Hebrew internet warriors or whatever. Internet Hebrew warriors, you know? We're not just on the internet, you know? We're not just at home saying, look, we keeping the law, statute, commandment for ourselves. No, we actually getting active and getting out here doing the work for the Lord, and there's a reward for it.
Exactly. Because they say the Lord said our work is not going to be done in vain. But you know, but even though that we out here and we doing the work, and we doing videos and we studying, like it still has to be like within though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it got to be like really in your heart, right? Because like that's what the Lord is really gonna judge. Like how serious you is about it, and you know how serious you is about it is gonna show in how active you is. You know what I mean? And that's gonna prove your activism.
Yeah, your faith.
Yeah, your faith. You know what I mean? So you know that's a big part.
That's what's at James chapter 2. Faith without works is dead.
Yep.
Yep. So you gotta have faith, but you gotta justify your faith with your works, but not justify, but you gotta show your faith with your works. And then you gotta have works, but you can't just have works and just say I follow law, statutes, and commandments. You gotta have faith too, to believe, and that's what brings us all here.
Exactly.
It's really our faith. That's what it all comes down to. You know, you stacking up that spiritual faith with the Lord.
Yeah, because you want to be on His good side.
Yep.
Like, cause I think about the you know what's to come, and it scared me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like no cap. Like sometimes I get chills, and it scared me. You know, just to like I'm trying to be one of those people that's gonna get beamed up in them chariots.
It scared me too. And you talk to some of the toughest niggas. We ain't ain't nothing sweet. You know what I mean? Like some of the jobs and shit that we do, we literally risk our life every day. Some of the jobs that we literally do. So this is tough shit. But at the end of the day, no matter how tough anybody think they is, the day of the Lord is still a scary day. It's still scary. Even if you get saved by the Lord, it's still gonna be scary. I was having a dream and a vision for the last couple days of a chariot coming down, and the only thing that kept coming to my head every time I have that vision, that dream about the chariot coming down, was to bow down. That's the first thing that would come. I don't know if it's instructions being given to me, or if it's just out of that fear for the Lord. But the first thing I always been dreaming about for the last couple of days is when I see a chariot come down, and this is how the dream always went. What was I going to do? And every single time it was bow down. That was the only thing that came to my head, was to get down, bow down. You know what I mean? And wait for instructions, or wait for an angel from the chariot to speak to you and tell you what to do next. And why am I keep having that dream? You can't really control what you do in your dreams.
Right.
You just do it. That's because that's the spirit, man. That's the fear of the Lord, man. You get fucked up out here, your ass will bow down, or you going what's what they say on Pay in Full? No, that was Stay Proper.
Get down and lay down.
You gonna get down and fucking lay down, man. We did a camp.
Get down and lay down. You only got two options.
Yeah.
You only got two options. You either gonna, but you know you're gonna do what the Lord wants you to do either way it goes. So if you're supposed to get down, you're gonna get down. supposed to lay down, you're gonna lay down, you know. And getting down is you getting down out of your own, you know, just knowing that that's what's best for you. Right. Laying down is you being forcefully put down there, right. You know. So, right. Or it could be vice versa, but you get it though. You get what I'm trying to say.
Hey, what's up, sister?
Hey, how you doing?
How you doing today? You all right?
Yeah, she don't speak. I mean, you know, I've seen her around for years.
Oh, okay.
She never speaks.
So not talking about it?
I just, you know, she probably just a little bit, but,
okay.
you know,
Well,
she's homeless and shit.
Oh, okay, that's cool. That's cool, man. But yeah, though, man, you gonna get down or you gonna lay down, you know? So what we choosing to do by being out here?
We choosing to get down. We just gonna go ahead and we gonna get down. You know what I'm saying? We gonna, you know, let it play out how it's supposed to play out. Hopefully we don't. Two of those men.
All that gangster shit, all that tough shit, man, that shit don't mean nothing. All that G.I. Jane shit, man, that shit ain't gonna mean nothing when this thing go down, man. It's gonna be hard, man. And a lot of people getting judged early. See all them rappers that be getting killed?
Man.
You had a rapper that got killed on the adultery. I made a video on that.
Yep.
Then you had a rapper just got killed in Chicago. Then you just had another rapper in New York.
Well, yeah. You talking about the FBG Cash or something like that?
They fucking getting hunted down. And really, you wanna know what that is? That's the Lord's judgment.
Yeah, the whole rap industry, he's not pleased with it because what they rap about.
Yeah.
You know, they promote adultery, you know what I'm saying? They promote violence, they promote, you know, they trying to keep, it's like, it's supposed to be that way, but you got us out here trying to spread the word to the people.
Yeah.
But then it's like we in a battle between, you know, the rap culture, because as we trying to spread the word to the people, they deterring them from the word.
Yeah.
With the stuff that they rap about. So, you know, it's just good versus evil.
Yeah, that's what I was just gonna say. Wherever there's darkness, there's some light. You know, we that light, you know. Matter of fact, when we get this first precept that goes in on it.
Yeah.
This is Matthew chapter 5, right? I want to start at verse 13. It says, "Ye are the salt of the earth, but if the salt has lost its savor, wherewith shall it be salted? It is thenceforth good for nothing, but to be cast out and to be trodden under the foot." Let me get that verse in. Because we are the salt of the earth. Everything comes from us. We the flavor. You know, we the swag. Whatever we say is cool, right? And that goes into the rap game, because the rap game and the rap industry is usually what influenced the people to say what's cool and what's not.
Yeah.
Right? You had
fashion.
You got Fabulous. Everybody want to dress like Fabulous. You had that song Beamer, Benz, and Bentley. Now everybody wanted Beamer and Benz. I woke up in a new Bugatti. Ain't none of us never seen no Bugatti in person, but we know what the fuck a Bugatti is. You see what I'm saying? But we are that salt. But like it says, look, it says, this force is good for nothing. Because what are we using that salt for? Wickedness. Exactly. We're not using it for righteousness, so really it's good for nothing. Like he going and says, "Ye are the light of the world. A city that is set on the hill cannot be hid. Neither do man light a candle and put it under a bushel, but a candlestick, and it is given light into all that are in the house. Let your light so shine before men that they may see your good works and glorify your Father which is in heaven."
Yeah, so as we out here preaching this word, right? Because we learning it, right? So we learning it, and it's given to us to be spread, right? So when it got into neither do a man light a candle and put it under a bush, you're not supposed to hide it. You're not supposed to keep it to yourself. You're supposed to let it shine. You're supposed to spread it, you know? Because that's what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to spread it, because if we're not spreading the word, if we learning it and we're not spreading the word, then how we gonna wake up the elect? You know what I mean? So that's what it's supposed to be done.
Yep, I mean, we gotta let our light shine. So we can't just sit in the house and say that we keeping the law, statutes, commandments. We can't just sit on the internet and post all day and every day. We can't just go to churches, right, where only the people that we want to see us can see us, right? We gotta, because you don't know who the elect is. If you just go into a church, right, pretty much that's in the building, and y'all got members of that church, how do you know who the elect is? You gotta get out here and just let everybody see you. Just like, it's been a couple brothers that came down here and they asked us, like, why y'all not in the hood? There's some other spots that we know about that y'all probably be really good at. And what we tell them every time, we said the Lord put the spirit on us to come right here. It ain't just for us to go to the hood. You got brothers that live downtown. You got brothers that live on the west side. You got brothers that live on the north side. So we in a neutral spot. We in the middle of the city. Everybody can come down here, ride down here and see us. This is where the Lord driven us to come to fish off the elect. That's what they don't understand, because they think it's for everybody. Right. It's not for everybody. It's only for the elect, man.
Because we already in harm's way when you think about it, just by being out here. So, you know, why go to a spot we already putting ourselves on Front Street.
Yep.
You know what I mean? This is a busy street that we on. So we already, if you want to be technical, we already putting ourselves in harm's way. So why go out, you know, to the side where statistically it's more violence and stuff going on. There's too much distraction and stuff over there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We need to be focused, we need to be locked in. So when we out
here, it's crazy. Yeah. So did all that for no reason.
Yeah. So when we out here, we need to make sure that we're doing what we're supposed to be doing, getting the word out there.
And we're not going to conceal the truth. It said, let your light shine. So we're not going to go into the east side and we're going to start rebuking them. Exactly. And then what do you think that's going to cause? That's going to cause fights, people to get mad, they don't like what you're saying. You know what I mean? Our job, we got a couple jobs, a couple objects. Our job is to teach the truth, let our light shine, and our job is to endure to the end and have faith. That's it.
And wake up the elect.
We not trying to be the most popular guys. We not trying to get all Israel to come follow us, get a great congregation, get to popping all the women. We not trying to do that. We really trying to lay low and be great men and endure to the end. Right. To make it to the end so we can get saved. But we out here, you know, letting our light shine for everybody to see at the same time for the Lord, you know, doing the work. But when all hell break loose, it ain't gonna matter how big your congregation was, man. Right. Camps are gonna be split up. All the camp members that you know, it's not gonna be all together when all hell break loose. You'll be lucky if you even with another brother or 2, 3. If the Lord puts that out there. Motherfuckers gonna be broken up in pieces, man. So really that shit don't matter.
Exactly.
Let me get that next one. Yeah, matter of fact, this leads us right here. This is Isaiah 58, verse 1. It says, cry out loud, spare not. Lift up thy voice like a trumpet and show my people their transgressions, the house of Jacob their sins.
Yeah, so, and that's what we out here doing. We out here lifting up our voice like a trumpet. You know what I mean? What a trumpet, you know, it makes a loud noise. It can catch anybody's attention that's in the vicinity of it. You know what I mean? And that's what it's for. You know, to catch the attention. So look at us as that trumpet. You know what I mean? And we trying to wake up our people and show them their transgressions, right? And so that they can turn from those ways and come back into the ways of the Lord.
Right, and that's why we know what's the truth or not. The Christian church say you come as you want to, but this said cry out loud, spare not. So yeah, anybody could come into this, the Israelites, but when they come into this, you have to rebuke them if they going off. That's why I was just watching a video of Apostle Tahor. He was kind of getting on them about the long hair, IUIC. They supposed to cry out loud and spare not. They supposed to tell them, like, no, bro, you not taking a Nazareth vow. You came into it. You came in with the long hair. And now you trying to make an excuse to say you taking a Nazareth vow. If that's the case, then cut your hair and start over. But you ain't going to do that. You got the hair because it's attractive to the woman, man. And then you supposed to end, you supposed to break the Nazareth vow, and you can't drink wine, which means you can't keep the Passover. So you got, like he was saying, this is all things he was saying. Then you got guys keeping the Passover, drinking wine, but got long hair talking about they keeping the Nazareth vow. That don't make no sense because you can't drink no wine if you take up the Nazareth vow and grow your hair.
What actually is, because I'm not understanding what you're saying when
the vow, like it's
the vow? Or?
Yeah, the vow.
Well, okay.
Like it's a vow. Like in the Apostle Paul took it, right? And you're supposed to break it. And when you break it, you gotta shave off all your hair, your eyelids. You gotta shave off your hair. You grow your hair, but not necessarily growing your hair in dreadlocks.
Right.
You know, but you just grow your hair like in braids. You gotta cut your hair off. You gotta shave your eyebrows off. I believe you gotta burn the hair, right? And you can't drink no wine. You can't go to funerals. If somebody died, you can't go to the funeral because if you do, you break it. And then, like you said, you can't keep the Passover because you have to drink the wine because that's the blood of Yahweh Shai on the Passover. So you got guys that have that long hair really to attract women, but then they trying to say, look, I'm keeping the Nazareth vow. But it's obviously that we not supposed to grow our hair long. Right. What's that we just read? That's Ezekiel 44, verse 20. Suffer you not to grow your locks long. And then what's that? 1 Corinthians chapter 11, it says that it's a shame for a man to have long hair, but it's a glory for the woman to have long hair.
Yeah. And that's crazy because, excuse me, even before I knew that, my grandfather, rest in peace, he used to always talk about people who wore long hair. I mean, who have long hair. He used to say that's what a woman's supposed to do. But I ain't never seen him pick up a Bible ever. Because
back in the day when they was wearing suits, you know, I'm talking about Frank Lucas era and shit like that. Bucky Johnson, they was big on suits. Man had short hair. Man wasn't walking around with suits with long hair. That shit came by the way of this whole dreadlock culture. Bob Marley, Lil Wayne, T-Pain, everybody wanted to get dreadlocks and because it was attracted to the woman. Right, and then they wanted to get long hair, but just like we said, now if we was in the hood speaking all this, right in the middle dead of the hood, we gonna cry loud and spare not. But then that's gonna cause a lot of heat on you. Right. Not saying that we afraid of that. We got the shield of the Lord on us. We know that. But at the same time, a part of that shield of the Lord that's on us is directing us to be where we at.
Yeah, and making wise decisions.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Yep. Yeah, having that discernment. You know, because like we said, we just trying to make sure that the light shining, you know, on the people that it's supposed to shine on, and you know, edify.
Yeah, because when you speak of the Apostle Paul, bro, he went through a lot, locked up, falsely accused, almost beaten to death because they was getting down like that, man. Right. So we learned from those things, man. He went through a lot. Yahweh Shai went through a lot. Look what happened to the same thing that happened to us that happened to Yahweh Shai. When you go and you want to go to the hood and speak amongst our people just right there dead in the hood, they gonna hate it. They gonna hate it just like they hated Yahweh Shai. They gonna try to bring up things against you, and then eventually they gonna false accuse you, and then they might try to kill you.
I was just watching a video. I forget. I don't know if you've seen it, but it was the video was called "Jake Hates the Bible."
Yep.
And it was a camp. They was out there in the little regular area. I don't know where they was at, right? But it was a lot of people out there, and they was out there preaching the word. And this sister and I think her kid or somebody she was with came walking by, and they was trying to spread the word to her. But they was giving her the truth, you know, the bitter about who we are as a people and who our natural born enemy is, right? And she wasn't trying to hear that, you know what I mean? And then she turned on him, and then got the cops' attention. Turned on him, got the cops' attention, who was some Edomites, and then brought them over and was trying to get them to move, and told the cops that if they don't make them move, then she was gonna call somebody and move them forward. You know what I mean? So I say all of that to say, like, Jake hates the Bible.
Yeah, and there ain't really no edification in that. Y'all going back and forth, yelling and screaming. Ain't nobody really learning.
Exactly.
Ain't nobody really hearing nothing. You know, then we got to get microphones, and then we got to get microphones and yell with speakers. Man, come on, man. We ain't got to do all that shit, bro.
Yeah, we just trying to get the word out there.
It's for the elect. That's it. And our works is not in vain, because we done had a lot of people come to the camp. We done had a lot of people, just in the little time we've been on, we done had a lot of people stop at the camp and get edified.
Yeah.
On multiple occasions.
And I can almost bet you they speaking about that.
Yeah.
Like on like different like days and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like we'll probably just come up in a topic of conversation one day.
Yep. And it may not just be for them to be the elect, but they might go speak that to somebody else.
Exactly.
And that somebody else may not come down to our camp, but they might just get online and say, okay, this Hebrew Israelites, let me get online and see what this Hebrew Israelite thing is. And then they might go to one of you brothers' videos, another brother video, and next thing you know, they in the truth.
Exactly.
But we don't know that happened. That's why we don't know all our works, but that's why the Lord said our works is not in vain, because the Lord knows that.
Yeah.
You see?
And that all goes back to us being active.
Yeah.
You know, being out here, being active, true activism.
This is true activism.
Exactly.
Right? This is Daniel chapter 12, verse 1. It says, and at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince, who is standing for the children of thy people, and there should be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation, even to the same time. Right? It says, and at that time thy people should be delivered, every one that should be found written in the book. And many of them that sleep in the dust of the earth shall wake, some to everlasting life, some to shame and everlasting contempt. And they that be wise shall shine as the brightness of the firmament, and they that turn many into righteousness as the stars forever and ever.
was trying to find out where you was at.
You want me to get it?
Yeah. Well, I know where you at. Yeah, but what verse was that?
Verse 3. It says, and they that be wise should shine as the brightness of the firmament, and they that turn many into righteousness as stars forever and ever.
Yeah, so they that be wise shine bright as the shine bright, right?
Yeah.
So the wise are the people that's speaking of the judgment to come, right? To wake the people up, trying to get them to understand that the Lord is going to come back and judge this place, right? And so the wise is going to wake up. The people that's going to hear it is going to be the elect, and that's considered the and they are considered the wise, right? Because once they hear it, they're going to receive it, and then they're going to take heed to it.
Yeah, that's why it says some should wake up to everlasting life, some to everlasting shame.
Yeah, and when it got into those that's already asleep, it's getting into the ones that's already been passed on this side, right? They're gonna be woken up.
Yeah, you got that, and you got just like we gonna go to Ezekiel 37. You got the valley of dry bones, but our people wake up to the truth.
Right.
You wake up and you start living. How you doing, sister?
Israelites.
Yep. You already
Manifestations of the sons of God on the earth.
okay? So you already know about the Hebrew Israelites?
Judah, Benjamin, which sonship are you of?
We from Judah, so-called Negroes.
Negroes, West Indians, Haitians, Democrats, whatever.
Yeah, because you had the Southern Kingdom and the Northern Kingdom. The Bible tells us how the Northern Kingdom got over here. They got over here, which is like the Native American Latino tribes. They got over here first.
I didn't know. Well, yes, I did. Reuben and Asher. But
I mean, that's great that you already know about the
sons
Hebrew
of Jacob,
Israelites.
yeah.
Yeah, that's great that you know about the Hebrew Israelites, because that showed that really are people waking up to know about the Hebrew Israelites. We ain't even got to tell you.
Well, basically, they
know.
just got chosen people. It's an expansion on the word. It's like saying the housekeeper is environmental science. Those people all saying Hebrew Israelite, when basically it's just God's chosen people, Israel.
God's chosen people, exactly. And we just got this 12-tribe chart because we're commanded to make this chart just when people come up, we can be able to explain, look, this is the 12 tribes of Israel, right, we're the Lord's chosen people. And with that, you know, we have to wake up and start to follow our Lord. We have to learn our Lord's ways, which is his law, statutes, commandments. Start to follow and have faith. And, you know, the Lord's name is Yahweh, because, you know, the Lord...
Yahweh?
Yeah, Paleo-Hebrew.
Yahshua or Yahshua? You usually say Yahshua or
Yeah, Yahshua is just like a translation, but in the Paleo-Hebrew, it's Yahweh Shai.
Yahweh Shai.
Yahweh Shai is the actual way to say it, and Yahweh is the actual way. Because when they abbreviated, they put YHWH. So the letters that's missing is the A.
Yeah.
Colombians and Mexicans are the tribe of Israel, and they're the body of Issachar.
Yeah,
the signs of the time.
Yeah, they're the Israelites too, because they got led into slavery by the Assyrians. We went into the Babylonian. We was in the land longer, and then that's when we had King
Elaborate
David, King
more
Solomon.
on Issachar and Mexicans.
I'll fit you right now. Okay, so they went into slavery. The Northern Kingdom, you had a split in Israel. Right. They went to slavery under the Assyrians. They got taken out the land. You got the Apocrypha, or look it up on your phone. Just go to 2nd Esdras chapter 13. They went to a land, right, where they were supposed to follow the Lord, a land where man never dwelt, which is America.
I'm sorry, I like the spirit of wisdom.
Yeah.
If you don't mind.
No,
God
the
is
cigarette.
every place, beholding the good and the evil. But I like wisdom, and you are okay. You know, Issachar means the science of the time. You know, Ephraim and Manasseh means forgetting.
You're right,
the
because
praise and all of that.
But you want to know why it means that? Because what they used to do for our people is they were able to discern the times by looking up to the stars. So what they would do is they would look up to the stars, or they would have like the salt lakes where you could look down on the ground and it reflects the sky, and they would be able to go into the water.
That's what's happening now, which calls Bema judgments. Now, not only white throne judgment, but Bema judgment, the Issachar.
Here, let me see. What they would be able to do is discern and tell us what to do and what not to do, discerning the time. Here, let me see. Verse 40.
How would they discern this time? By looking at the stars.
Because, what did it say? Here, let me see. Genesis chapter 1. Let me read it for you.
That's sort of like the
This is I'm gonna read it for you. This is Genesis chapter 1. I'm gonna just start at verse 3. And God said, "Let there be light," and there was light. And God saw the light that it was good, and God divided the light from the darkness. Right? And God called the light day, and the darkness night, and the evening and the morning were the first day. Right? Here, let me get straight to the point for you. In verse 14, and God said, "Let there be lights in the firmament of the heaven to divide the day and the night." So the day and the night, you get one day, you get Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, all that, right?
Yeah.
And it says, and let them be for signs and for seasons and for days and for years, which we know that's time.
The signs in the sky.
Time, exactly. So we go off the sky to tell us what day. Like the new moon tells us that it's a new month. You know, we don't go by the American calendar. We look up at the new moon, and that tells us the new month. 7 days from that, we know we got the Sabbath day. You have that all the way until the next new moon comes. Then when the next new moon comes, you have the next month. So really, if America was to go down and be destroyed, right, and we was all in the desert trying to survive, how we would discern time? We wouldn't have the calendar no more. We would look up to the sky and say, okay, the new moon coming in, it's a new month. Exactly. We would go off the sky. Now, hey, read that from verse 40. Because you asked about Issachar and the northern kingdom.
The second Ezra chapter 13, verse 40. Those are the 10 tribes which were carried away prisoners out of their own land in the time of Osei, the king, whom Salmanar.
Wait, let's break that up. So the 10 tribes is the northern kingdom, but Levi was a part of that. But Levi, in the Bible, Levi was scattered amongst all tribes.
Right.
So there you have all 10 tribes, right? That's what he's talking about, the northern kingdom. Keep going.
The king of Assyria led away captive, and he carried them over the waters, and so they came, so came they into another land.
Right. So the king of Assyria, they went to Assyrian captivity. Keep going. They went out of the land Israel. There was a split. They went into slavery. We stayed in the land. Keep going.
Verse 41. But they took the counsel among themselves that they will leave the multitude of the heathen and go further into a further country where never mankind dwelt.
Right. So they went to the Assyrian captivity amongst the heathen, but they said, look, we're going to leave the heathen. We're going to leave them. We're going to go just us. And they went to a land where never man dwelt, which is America. Keep going. But it's going to call it the true name.
You said America?
Yeah, they call it America today, but it's going to call it another name. Keep going.
That they might there keep their statutes, which they never kept in their own land.
Right. So when they got to America, they kept some of the law, statutes, commandments. But then they started to wax worse and worse and started to go off and sin against the Lord. So that's why when you look into the Native American or the Mexicans, which really go back to the Aztecs, Azteca, right? They Azteca warriors. They go back to the Aztecs. So when you look in their culture, you see what? You see pyramids being built. Why? Because we were all together in slavery in Egypt, building pyramids. Exactly. You see the fringes. You know, you had the Native American, the chiefs. They had the feathers in their head. They had the fringes. They spoke Hebrew. They had Hebrew relics because they still had that culture because they were supposed to come over here and keep the law, statutes, commandments of the Lord. Keep going.
And they entered into Euphrates
yep.
by the narrow passages of the river. For the Most High then shewed signs for them and held still the flood till they were passed over.
Yep.
For through that country there was a great way to go, namely of a year and a half.
So they had a great way to go to travel to get to America. The Lord said it was a year and a half, you know, because all the word is inspired by the Lord. That's why I say it, but that's second Ezra, which is Ezra. Keep going.
And the same religion is called Assyria.
Yeah, the same region.
Oh,
the same region is called Assyria. So this place was actually called Seraph, but it's called America today because it was conquered. And then it took the last name of the colonizers.
Then dwelt they there until the latter time, and now when they shall begin to come, the highest shall stay the springs of the stream again.
You hear that? And it says they dealt there to the latter time, to the end days. So they still here, and then it's a fulfillment of prophecy. Because the southern kingdom, we stayed in the land. That's when we had King David, King Solomon, Jeroboam, Rehoboam, Hezekiah, all the way down to Zedekiah, right? We had our kings, and then we went into slavery under the Babylonians. Then from the Babylonians, the Persian and Medes came in power. You know, you got the movie 300. which is talking about the Greeks versus the Persians. Then after the Persian and Medes, you had the Greeks that came in power. Then after the Greeks, you had the Romans that came in power. So from there, in 70 AD, the Romans came into the land to take the land. They sacked Jerusalem, and we fled out of there. That's in Luke chapter 21. So we fled out of the land. Go to Luke chapter 21 right here.
You done with this?
Yeah, I'm done with that. So we fled out of the land into the mountains. Right? The mountains of what? Anytime we flee out of Israel, which people don't know that Israel really is the same continent as what they call Africa today. There's no such thing as the Middle East. That's a made-up term by man. So we fled out of there just like the Lord fled to Egypt. We fled to the northern parts of Africa and the western parts of Africa.
You said Luke 21?
Yeah, Luke chapter 21, starting at verse 20. So then from there, from Africa, you have something called the Transatlantic slave trade. So they came and got our people from Africa, put them in slavery, but not all of our people. You still have our people living over there. In Nigeria, you have the Igbo, and they believe that they're the Jews because they are. So you had our people still over there. The Lord said we'd be scattered amongst all nations. And then you had a lot of us going to the transatlantic slave trade, which is how we got to America, the southern kingdom. And then we was reunited with the northern kingdom in our last captivity, and we're here waiting for the Lord to come and save our people and destroy this place. You got that?
Yep. This is Luke chapter 21, verse 20. And when ye shall see Jerusalem compassed with armies, then know that the desolation thereof is nigh. Then let them which are in Judah flee to the mountains, and let them which are in the midst of it depart out, and let not them there are in the countries enter thereinto.
Right there. So now it says Judah because the southern kingdom was left there. So it says let them flee out into the mountains. If you're in Israel, the mountains that you're going to be looking into is Africa, because Africa is like the highest land on earth. It's just, it has the highest elevation on earth. So we flee into Africa, North Africa, we migrated, and eventually down to West Africa, and then you had the transatlantic slave trade. Get second, what's that, Deuteronomy 28, verse 68. And this is breaking it all down to you. So now you know how the northern kingdom, Issachar, the Mexicans, how they got over here. They were the Aztecs before they was called Mexicans. They speak Spanish because they was conquered by the Spaniards. So when they was the Aztecs, the Spaniards, the Caucasians, whatever, they came over here and they conquered them. They took all their gold. They told them not to worship the true God, and they told them that you got to be Catholics. You got to convert to Catholics. And then they speak Spanish the same way we speak English, because we went to the transatlantic slave trade under the Caucasians, and then they told us y'all can't speak Hebrew. Y'all can't, what was that, Kuta Kinte? Yeah. You can't keep your name. Right. You got to take master's name. Now we speak English. They speak Spanish. They was conquered. And then it's what a coincidence, we were conquered by the same people. Right. They speak Spanish. We speak English. We went to we went into slavery in cotton fields. They was in slavery mining gold in the tobacco fields. We went on ships, but it wasn't just the Negro that was on ships. Native Americans was on ships. They was shipping us back and forth, splitting up the tribes and the families. You got that?
Yeah. Deuteronomy 28, verse 68. Huh?
I believe that they're lazy, Caucasian European people are lazy. Where you have to go do your work. I mean, and then I just think they're lazy.
The Bible called them the Edomites. They're really the base man on earth, but because we sinned against our Lord, the Lord get them out.
The Edomites and the Eshu. What? Give me different.
What?
The Edomites and the Eshu.
Edomites?
Yeah,
the Edomite, Esau, you mean Esau? Yeah, Esau is the father of them. Right. So just like the man Israel is the father.
What does Esau mean?
Esau means wasted away. Yeah, wasted away. Because when he came out, his skin was his melanin was wasted away. So you had Jacob and Esau. When his father Isaac seen him and they was born, they said Ashashua, Esau. They looked at him, they said wasted away because they said he was red all over.
Yeah, he had no melanin.
He didn't look like his mother and his father.
Like a blood baby.
Yeah, he didn't look like his mother and his father. He didn't have no melanin. So they said Ashasha, and it mean like his skin, his melanin was wasted away. That's what Esau means.
He was red.
He was red. He came out red all over. Now, get that.
Yep. Deuteronomy 28, verse 68.
That was good.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships by the way whereof I spake unto thee.
Now, we never went during the time of Moses, she split the Red Sea. We was led out of Egypt, out of captivity. we never went back into slavery in Egypt again. So when it says Egypt right here, what it means is Egypt actually means, it has a meaning behind it.
Right.
During the time we was in slavery in Egypt, they wasn't calling themselves Egyptians or calling that place Egypt.
Right.
That's a translation, so the word actually has a meaning to it, which means like a hard place, a bondage.
Right.
So when it says you should go into Egypt again, it means that you should go into bondage and slavery again. Keep
Captivity.
going.
I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again.
We never went back to our land. After the transatlantic slave trade, we always been here. We under the same people
Exactly.
that took us in slavery. Our money has the face of the same people that took us in slavery. The guy that you sitting next to is the face of the same people that took us in slavery.
But he wrote it. He wrote it.
Yeah. He had a big part to play in it, but the laws that we are governor under are the laws of the same people that took us in slavery to this day.
Yeah, and he was a slave owner himself.
Yep, he was a slave owner.
And
Well, he the one who was even with that black woman, didn't he?
a lot of them did. Got them.
they was slave
Yeah, I
owners.
was so
Thou
sorry.
shalt see it no more again. And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you.
Slave man and slave woman. So it says when you got to this place, you were going to be sold to your enemies. So who are they? They are enemies. It says for bondman and bondwoman, which means slave man, slave woman. We were sold to our enemies. And then when it says no man should buy you, it means no man should redeem you, meaning no man should save you.
Right.
Why? Because that's the Lord's job to
But
come back
that's
and
why
save
the
you.
Abraham covenant came about, right?
Yeah, I mean, and Martin Luther King tried to save us, he couldn't do it. Malcolm X tried to save us, he couldn't do it.
Well, we're not talking about them. We're talking about the Bible.
Yeah.
They're not in the Bible. I
They're-
stick strictly to the Bible.
They're in the Bible. They're in the Bible as false prophets. Because what did Martin Luther King do? He said, I had a dream. But his dream didn't match up with the Lord. You know, he had a dream
There's a
to
lot
bring
of
all
false
people
prophets.
together.
He said in the end times those will be.
Yeah,
What we're talking about as far as the bondwoman and the free woman that she was expressed.
Slave man,
that
slave woman.
nobody will buy them.
Mhm.
But then he wrote into the new dispensation that the Abraham coming that he received the bondwoman and free woman. Meaning that the law has changed. But in the beginning, well, the inspiration which is God in the beginning and Jesus came as his son, starting with Matthew, right?
Get Luke 1, 67. I hear you. I'm just
I'm listening to that there's no more bondage. There's no more bondwoman, that the land is free.
no,
And you
it's not
talking
free.
about
You want to know how it's not free? I'll prove it to you, just like we did last year.
Well, there was a price, not as far as me, myself doesn't separate. I know it's divine man. I know it's a prophetic church in this hour. But I don't agree with the prophetic.
We not free, right?
I agree with the divine.
You want to know how we not free? I'll give you a perfect example. When the pandemic happened, they had lockdowns. If we free, how can somebody lock us down? How can somebody say, you can't travel, you can't do this, but we free? They lock. So it shows you that we don't really have freedom.
Well, the laws of the land, you do have freedom. You don't have to travel by that one.
We don't have freedom. We're still in captivity under these people.
The mindset can be in bondage.
You-
You know, let me show you an example, a parable or a metaphor for you all. Slave owners, as you said that we come from slavery, right?
Yep.
And
Still in
that
slavery.
We're free. You're sitting here and you don't have you don't.
mental.
That's what I'm
We're
trying to
mentally
say.
slaves.
But just
That's what you
we still-
hit it on the nose.
but we
He's
still in slavery,
there.
though.
Though he have book knowledge and wisdom, it's still some things that needs to be broken. You know how
we still in slavery because we can't do what we want. We
Okay.
can't do. You got
Well,
a social.
I'm not in slavery.
You got a social security number.
Exactly.
I'm not.
That
in
means
slavery.
you social security number
No,
means you
but
belong to the United
do me
States.
a favor. When you're teaching directed towards you because you teach that and put that importation in folks.
I'm
And
just
some
teaching you the
people
Bible.
don't. No,
The
that's
Bible
not
say
the
that we will be in
Bible.
captivity until the Lord come back.
We're not debating one thing about the Israelites that draws us away and draws us to you all. We draw to you all because you are scholars. Because you are epistles read of all men,
Okay,
right?
so what does captivity mean? Because captivity don't just mean that you're in physical.
I'll let you go
slavery.
ahead and talk.
Yeah.
I'm saying you asking for things and then we point and then you stop and then you don't want it. Do you want it or you don't want it?
No, I want to ask you, what does captivity mean?
Okay, so captivity is imprisonment,
That's what I'm just
a confinement.
Period.
We're not in confinement. According to your faith be unto you. If you think that you are in prison, as I was trying to give you a metaphor, and I was trying to give you a parable concerning that, because I'm saying biblically and naturally.
We are in confinement.
Okay, see, that's what I'm saying.
Do you?
You are in confinement. You are in captivity.
we make up 80% of the jails. How are we not?
I'm telling you, a prophet speaks according. A prophet leads you back to God. The prophet don't lead you astray unless you be a false prophet.
The people, not individuals.
Well, you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I understand what you said, but I understand what he's saying.
I understand our way, but he's saying he's in captivity, and all of us don't believe.
But you see that she's talking about individuals. We talking about as a nation.
As a nation, all of us are not in captivity.
Yes, we make up 80%
We're in
of the
captivity
jails.
of the gospel. Some of us are in prisoners of the gospel.
What does captivity mean?
Captivity means the condition of being imprisoned or confined.
I told you, confinement and imprisonment.
We are confined. We're confined to.
You are.
Yeah.
You are.
We all are.
You are.
Because you want to know why?
My life is hidden in God in Christ Jesus. Well, why are you preaching the gospel that sets you absolutely free?
Absolutely free from what? What? Give me the verse.
Who the Son set free is free indeed. So is it a condition to that?
You got to give me the verse. Give me the chapter.
Deuteronomy
28 tells us that we just read it to you. It said you will be bondmen and bondwomen.
Do God have limitations on his salvation?
What is salvation? Give Luke 1, chapter 67. But either way, we ain't got to argue about that. If you believe that we're not physical in slavery,
I believe that
I'm not saying we're in physical slavery. I'm saying we're spiritually
I was trying
enslaved.
to show. I was trying to tell you how what made a mind has a stronghold of imprisonment. But every time I tell you, the enemy steps there and don't want you to receive that. So until you break your boundary, let you know that you are not in prison. I don't know if the Israelites carried the Holy Spirit.
Yeah, we're not in prison no more because we know the truth. And
There we go.
But we know that
you're talking about the laws of the land which we ought to obey.
We're saying as a nation.
Yeah,
if you wake up to the truth and follow the Lord.
Your nation can be Judah.
Yeah, but all our people.
Says send Judah first. Judah is a breakthrough. That's the lion of the tribe of Judah.
All of our people are not woken up to who they are.
Exactly.
So when we say
I am, and I know that I'm free, and I don't agree with everything that you're saying.
Okay, but
I agree with the Bible.
But you can't think.
I don't agree with your mindset.
But the Bible speaks of us as a people. You can't think individual. Look, I can't say, look, I'm rich, so that means Israel's rich. I gotta say as a people.
That's not
so
what
all
we
our
said.
people are woken up to the
said.
truth. No, but you have to talk as a people. Do you understand that?
No, I'm not talking as a people.
Okay,
I'm talking as when you speak.
What does the Lord? Is the Lord talking to me individually, or is he talking to people?
He talking about him. He said,
no.
Return.
He talking to the nation.
He talking to himself, concerning himself.
His father,
if you receive himself as your Lord and Savior.
He's finna tell you. Go.
Was filled with the Holy Ghost and prophesied, saying, "Blessed be the Lord, power of Israel."
Wait, the Lord power. My name's Kadash. Lord power of Kadash. He said the Lord power of Israel, the whole nation. Keep going.
For he hath visited and redeemed his people.
Wait, he redeemed me individually.
His people.
His people. Keep going.
And have raised up an horn of salvation for us in the house of his servant David.
Just me, because I woke up. That means we're not in slavery.
Right.
No, it says us. So you have to look at the whole nation. The whole nation, we're in captivity. Our brothers that's in this jail cell in the county building that make up 80% of the jail cells all around U.S., that's us. Keep going.
Yeah, because they is
that's us. Because they're us. They're in slavery. They're in cells.
Where is the revelation?
That's us. Keep going. It's right here.
Verse 70. As he spake by the mouth of his holy prophets, which have been since the world began.
His holy prophets was saying the same thing. Keep going.
That we should be saved from our enemies and from the hand of all that hate us.
Wait, we don't need to be saved though, because we're not in slavery. We're not in no captivity.
Right.
Why do we need to be saved? But what did the Bible say? What did the Bible say?
We're not in captivity.
But what did the Bible say?
The Bible says speak those things.
No, but read it again. Read it again for her.
That we should be saved from our enemies.
Wait, it said we should be saved from our enemies. What are we being saved from? We're not in no slavery or captivity. What do we need to be saved from? We're being saved from our enemies because they have power over us. Keep going, man.
And from the hand of all that hate us.
From the hand of all that hate. What does it mean, the hand of all that hate us? That means they have their hand on us. They have power over us.
No,
that means we're in captivity. What did it say? Keep going.
Oh my God.
The mercy promised to our fathers.
You got to learn. You don't know what he's talking about. Actually, a woman's supposed to be silent. If you follow the Bible, no. If you follow the Bible and you say you follow the Lord, the woman.
My bishop and my chief of
But you supposed to be silent. But as a woman, you supposed to be silent. You not supposed to. Okay, look, you gotta walk down the street. Because but listen.
But see,
but what Isaiah 58.
I mean, Elijah, the true prophet.
But you supposed to be quiet when the Bible's being taught as a woman. And you're not supposed to assert authority over a man. That's a woman's job. You're not following the Lord.
Where you get angry.
It's not for you to judge. That's for the Lord to judge. Was the Lord angry?
Yes.
Okay, exactly.
But you're angry because I question Revelation.
Isaiah 58, verse 1.
You understand?
Cry aloud, spare not.
Read it again.
Cry aloud, spare not.
Wait, what did it say? Say it again.
Stay in jail.
Keep going.
Cry aloud, spare not.
It said cry out loud, spare not. Keep going.
Lift up thy voice like a trumpet and shoot my people their transgressions.
Lift up thy voice like a trumpet. That's what it says.
And shoot my people, the whole nation.
He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High God shall abide under the shadows of the Almighty. We say of the Lord that He is our refuge and our fortress, in Him we trust.
But look, see, that's our woman, man. That's our woman. We reading out the Bible. We telling you. She want to say, look, we not.
I don't agree with this. I don't agree with that.
She want to say we not in slavery because we not in slave bills. We still in slavery, man. It's a slave system. They just switch the system. They give you money that's not backed by anything anymore, right? And then they say, look, you're not slaves. You have freedom to do what you want to do. But just like we gave you the example during the lockdown, they could lock you down.
Yeah.
They could do martial law and come lock us all down. That's slavery.
And that's the mind, and that's part of the mindset of our people that that Esau got on our people as a whole.
And they think individual. Well, I'm not in slavery, but our nation is in slavery. That's why the Lord said He's gonna come and save us. What do the Lord need to come and save us for? We not slaves. We can do what we want.
Her whole purpose was to come over here and teach us.
Yeah, teach us.
To come over here and try to show us that we don't know what we talking about.
But then she wanna speak about the Lord and this and that. But she's supposed to be silent.
Exactly.
And she's not supposed to assert authority over a man. So she's trying to assert authority and tell me, no, we are not in slavery. That's bullshit. We are in slavery. We're in captivity as a people.
Because if she had the choice, she wouldn't be living how she living.
Yep.
You can tell she ain't really got much, not trying to talk about it, but I'm just saying.
She got a zeal on her from the Lord, we see that, but she ain't right though. So we gotta read what it say, cry out loud, spare not. This is Isaiah 14. Does this tell us that we're in slavery or not? For the Lord have mercy on Jacob, will yet choose Israel, set them in their own land. Why? Because we're gonna come out of captivity. Exactly. It says, and a stranger should be joined with them, and they should cleave to the house of Jacob. And the people should take them and bring them to their place. And the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord for servants and handmaids, and they should take them captives who captives they ward. So when the Lord come back and save us, we're going to take the people in captivity that were under captivity, It says, and they shall rule over their oppressors. When we oppress, that means you're in captivity. Right. We're going to rule over oppressors. And we're going to be oppressed until the Lord comes back. It says, and it shall come to pass in that day, in the day that the Lord should give thee rest from thy sorrow, salvation, right? And from thy fear, and from horrid bondage. What's bondage? Slavery. Wherein thou wast made to serve. We're still in slavery. Exactly. Not just mentally, we're physically in captivity, man. Yeah. You got a social security, you got a birth certificate. They could come and search you. The police could come right now and say, give me your ID. You say, I'm free. I ain't got to give you my ID, I'm free. I ain't got to do it. See what's going to happen to you. By force.
We working these jobs, getting underpaid.
Yep.
You know what I mean? That's all. That all goes into it.
That's slavery. You in captivity. Now she's saying it does say imprisonment, but imprisonment don't mean that we're in concrete and steel. Yeah. We're imprisonment being in the land.
That's what she thinks.
Yeah, and that's what she thinks. She we're not slavery.
Right. So she only thinks imprisonment means physically in prison.
Exactly.
But it don't mean physically in prison.
If you run this light and the police see you, can't keep driving and say I'm free. I'm free. I can do what I want. I felt like it was good for me to run a light. I'm free. They gonna pull you over, and if you don't stop, then they gonna force you. You in slavery. You in captivity, man.
And we're gonna start getting a lot more of that, because just like we were speaking on earlier, people is talking about us. They know we out here. They know we out here.
But that's good, because you gotta cry aloud, spare not. We wasn't gonna spare her just because she was a woman, but okay, so we not in slavery. Right. No, it had to get there. She said, you angry. I said, was the Lord angry? Yeah. It said, cry aloud, spare not.
And you're supposed to edify.
Yeah.
So she thought that, she think that she not. You trying to show her that she is. You still are.
You don't know what you're talking about. You came up here and asked how Issachar came over here.
Right.
So we supposed to take your word now? Oh, no, the woman, she said we not in slavery, so I guess we not in slavery. Fuck no, man. We're gonna cry aloud and spare not. We're gonna rebuke. You know? We in captivity, we are in imprisonment, man. Go fucking fly over here and somebody gonna come blow you out the sky if you don't get down. Without permits. Just because you get permits to do anything don't mean that's you getting permission from master. That's no different than being on a slave on the cotton fields and asking master, can I get some water? He said, okay, yeah, you can get some water. No different. You got permission.
Right.
We enslaved by the laws. We're under their laws and we're enslaved imprisonment under their laws. We have to follow those laws. If you don't follow those laws, there's consequences behind it. That means we're imprisonment under their laws. You know, sit there down the street.
Trying to overtalk and shit.
Yeah. But that's just those spirits. She got a zeal for the Lord. She had her hair wrapped and everything. That's fine. But there's more to it though, you know? Because everybody with a head wrap ain't gonna get saved. Where we at, man? Let's finish it off. Ezekiel 33, yeah. Ezekiel 33, and we just gonna get it straight from the beginning, straight. It says, again, the word of the Lord came to me, saying, Son of man, speak to the children of thy people, and say unto them, when I bring the sword upon the land, the people of the land take a man of their coast and set him for their watchman. When he seeth the sword come upon the land, he blow the trumpet and warn the people. Whosoever hear the sound of the trumpet and taketh not warning, if the sword come and take him, his blood should be upon his own head. That one here.
Yeah, so just like the brother when he was just having that, you know, conversation with that lady, we're not even getting into that, right? Because we trying to wake up our people and show them our transgressions of the Lord and trying to get them to come out of their old ways of doings and thinking. And you know, it's up to us. Like, it's a duty. It's an obligation that the Lord put on us to do. This is something that he commanded us to do. So we doing it. And now if you choose to listen or if you choose not to listen, it's on you. And so if you don't choose to listen, and when the Lord comes and bring the judgment, then your destiny is your fault. Right?
Yep. You know, and I mean, that's just what it is, you know? Look, you just wanted her telling her. But we gonna do it in an austere way. We ain't gotta be out here and be all soft and shit.
Right.
Yeah, sister, you know, sister, we are in slavery. No, we not in slavery. Sister, we are in captivity. No, we're not in captivity. We gonna cry aloud, spirit. Now she said, look, you getting angry. And people think that when you get angry, that just show that you the devil. We gotta be like the Christian. We gotta be like the Pope all day. No, anger is a good thing. Cry aloud, spirit. Not we crying out loud. I really not angry at her.
Yeah.
I'm just austere.
She was trying to overtalk you.
Yeah.
And you knew she didn't know what she was talking about.
She was trying to control it.
Yeah.
Do you want to hear it? And then like she was gonna come up here and speak, and then I can't say nothing until she get done. No, I'm stop you at the point so we can make the points, man.
Yeah, she had started tripping before she got up to them.
Yeah.
A little bit.
That whole us being in slavery shit, that shit, she ain't like that shit.
Yeah, because just like we were saying, she's still drunk from that wine. She's still drunk from the wine. See, because everybody's not gonna wake up, right? And that's why we out here to spread the word to the elect. Now there are women that's gonna be saved due to the sake of bearing, but it's not gonna be wicked women. You know, it's not gonna be women, you know, doing all types of abominations, eating all types of abominable foods. You know what I mean? It's not gonna be those women. You know what I mean? And you know,
unless they repent at the end.
Yeah.
They gotta repent at the end. You got all the way until the door closed to fully repent, man.
Exactly.
And a lot of these women are gonna have a turn of heart when all hell breaks. And they gonna say, look, man, let me go get a Hebrew Israelite, man, and let me learn this thing. And they gonna come into the fold at the end, man.
Exactly.
This is Ezekiel 37. Want to get straight to the point, right? Verse 20, and the sticks whereon thou writest shall be in thy hand before their eyes. And say unto them, thus saith the Lord God, behold, I will take the children of Israel from among the heathen, whether they be gone, and will gather them on every side and bring them in their own land. The Lord has to do this because just like it said in Deuteronomy 28 verse 68, the Lord is going to buy us. He's going to be the one to redeem us. No man shall buy us.
Right.
So the Lord is going to take us out of slavery. That's why if we're not in slavery or captivity, why do the Lord need to come back and take us and put us in our own land?
Right.
We should have freedom just to go over there and do it ourselves, right?
Yeah, because if we wasn't in slavery, then we already be in the kingdom.
Yeah.
This is not our kingdom.
Yep. This is not our rest. It says, and I will make them one nation in the land upon the mountains of Israel. Israel as a whole, not just individual like she was trying to talk. And one king shall be king to them all, and they should be no more two nations, neither shall they be divided into two kingdoms anymore at all. And why are we divided into two kingdoms even to this day? Because we're in slavery and captivity. They got us divided, man.
Exactly.
We divided in the land, of course, but I'm just saying still to this day, but we're starting to come back together. The elect is starting to wake up. Yep. They made borders, say, look, this is Mexico. This is America. Those are things to keep us divided, man. Start wars between the tribes to keep us divided. This is all shit that Esau do. He even do it within the tribes. Bloods and Crips, they start those wars, man, to keep us divided, man. And then they want us to think individually. That's why the rapper is so popular, because what is a rapper? Exalting yourself. I'm the rapper. I'm Future. I'm individual. I'm the best. Right. I'm this. I'm that. I'm rich. I can pop this one, pop that one, travel here.
Got this shit on my own.
Yeah, that's about you exalting yourself. That's wickedness, man. Yeah, that's what I was trying to tell her. When I say we in captivity, I ain't talking about if you feel like you can walk around free all day. We talking about as a nation. So our people being in the jails, making up 80, 90% of the jails across the whole America, that represents all of us being in captivity, man. We're in captivity still, even physical captivity, because we are them. What was the last one?
Yeah, Luke 14:23.
You gotta get like that, man. At that same time, remember, we lions. The Lord said, look, the Lord is a lion. We lions because we come from, we a lions what? We come from the tribe of Judah. We represent the lion.
Yeah, they said the Lord was an austere man.
And the king lion about to come back. So a lion, you ain't gonna come play with a lion and it's just gonna be all subtle. No, sometimes I ain't mad at her, but sometimes we gonna get our spirit, man. We gonna raise our voice up. We gonna go in. If you ain't trying to listen, shit.
Don't they say that the Lord he was flipping tables and shit?
Yeah, yep. And
it was for a reason like that, trying to edify somebody, and they not accepting the word, or probably trying to tell him this and tell him that, when he trying to let them know what the Lord is telling him directly.
Yeah, man, bro. Even with the Lord and the disciples, the Lord was speaking austere to them. Peter saying, look, man, I'll die with you and stuff. The Lord was telling him, look, get behind me, Satan, or roughly paraphrasing. He was speaking rough, man. He was like telling them when they went off roughly, y'all going off. He wasn't like, man, he wasn't just all subtle all day, yeah, no, this is the right way to do it. No, he was on it, yes. Yeah. Y'all going off. Or y'all dumb? Y'all ain't learned nothing yet? You know, that's how it is. But we know through the Spirit it's all love. Right. You know, but brother, sometimes my brother just break down and he trying to help you. The Lord is trying to help them get salvation, but sometimes my brother just break down to the point where he might speak to you kind of rough, and then the brother might come back and say, damn, bro, I was in the Spirit, bro. You know, it ain't really nothing like that, but it's just, we going hard for the Lord. That's just how it is. We men. But that's how the woman come. They come with that, you got to talk to me nice shit all day. That's the woman. I don't like your voice. I don't like how you're talking. I don't like how you speaking.
Yeah, and that's really all an okie doke just to get you to, you know, take their side more.
Yep. Well, what verse was it?
23.
Luke 14, verse 23. And the Lord said unto the servant, go out into the highways and the hedges and compel them to come in, that my house may be filled. For I say unto you that none of those men which are bidden shall taste of my supper. And there went great multitudes with him, and he turned and said unto them, if any man come to me and hate not his father, look how the Lord speaks.
Right.
If any man come to me and hate not his father, and his mother, his wife, and his children, his brother and his sister, yeah, his own life also, he cannot be my disciple. The Lord said, look, man, you got to be willing to give up all that for me, even your own life. Yep. If you don't, you're not my disciple. I don't give no fuck if it's for my family. I'm sinning and I'm not being a prophet. I'm not the truth because of my wife. The Lord don't care about that. He said, you're not his disciple then. If you put anything on this earth over the Lord, you are not his disciple.
No excuses. He's not accepting no excuses. You know what I mean? And that's why you see, you know, the apostles of the elder camp, you know, no matter the weather, they out here every week, regular programming, spreading this word.
Over 30 years.
Over 30 years.
Pray, I can't even imagine that. That over 30 years.
Every week.
Why? Because they got the fear of the Lord. They not playing around, man. And when you see the apostles, I seen them do like some classes, videos of their classes after they do their teachings.
Yeah, like after camp.
Man, they not out there playing.
Yeah.
They got brothers lined up on the wall and they looking at them like this.
Yeah.
Serious.
And
what is this? What does this mean?
Exactly.
What does that mean?
I was just gonna say, and they testing them.
Yeah.
Hey, somebody give me the breakdown of Daniel 12. You know what I mean? Like that's what their classes after camp consist of. Yep. And the reason for them doing that is to make sure that they ain't got nobody in their camp that's bullshit.
Yep.
Because they don't want no bullshit.
And if you is bullshit, what they say? You gone.
You gone. You
they'll send you down the road quick that day. No matter how long you been up there. You ain't. No, you gone.
Austere. You know, they being austere. They standing firm. You know, because that's how it's supposed to be. Because this shit ain't no joke.
This man, bro.
This shit not no joke.
This ain't no game. That's what we got to spawn on. Yeah, you see us up here. Sometimes we small. Sometimes we loud. Sometimes we bust a joke. But at the end of the day, this is serious, man. We putting our life on the line. There's cameras right here. There's a guy that's been sitting up here watching us since we've been up here, bro. There's agents that be coming up here and shit, man. Yeah. They taking down. They know who we are. They got our license plates. Go back to our address, our name. They know who we are. They know how we look. Exactly. They keeping documents of them. You can't do nothing to Esau Kingdom. Come down here and teach like this, and Esau not watching you. Yeah. Detectives are watching.
Just like every week for like the last month, we've been getting people coming up here during camp telling us that they know that we've been up here, they've been seeing us. And it's vice versa towards the opposite, towards Esau.
Yeah, he know, yeah.
Yeah, they seeing us too. They watching us. I mean, not too long ago, we had a security guard from over here at the library who came and what he say he had told us that he had been watching us, like they've been watching us for
we had two. We had the Asian dude and then the Edomites.
Yeah, he said that they've been watching us for months, trying to figure out what it is we doing.
Yep, we down here in the rain, we down here in the snow. This is serious, man. We not doing this shit because we just some goofies or something like that. We doing this because we really believe and we fear the Lord. And we take this serious, man. Brothers having visions of end time. And it's every brother vision that I heard of that put up a video of the end times is all scary.
I had a vision. You remember when we was on the truck and you told me the exact, bro, I promise on everything. No, like this is no lie. I literally had like the exact same dream that you had told me that you had that day, and we made a video on it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the exact same dream, but it just didn't get all into detail and like the shoes and shit. But we was on a run. Yep. Me and you in a forest on a run.
Yep.
And that shit
could be that way.
Yeah, and that shit was scary.
And we ain't gonna be running for no reason because we just out here and we free.
Yeah.
We gonna be running because we not fucking free. So we trying to get free, man. But those that endure to the end, the same should be saved. Being saved means you being saved out of captivity, out of the destruction. It's just that simple. Or there would be no need for salvation if we was free. You know, so.
Yeah, we're going to end it there. Hopefully this was an edifying lesson. The title was True Activism.
And that was true activism.
That was true activism. You know what I mean? So we're going to end it off by giving our praise to
Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem,
Rakakwadash. Shalom.
Woo!